TV's only source for all the stuff you care about. I'm Kevin Ferrer.
And I am Olivia Munn, and we are coming to you live from G4 Studios right here in Los Angeles.
Look at you with your buttons and your whatnot.
Sure.
Hey, on the show today, flying anime panties, huh? As if there were any other kind of anime panties.
Can I say something to you?
Yes. and the panties drop.
Inside joke.
You'll see undergarments take to the skies and around the net. Brown plane. Plus, we'll unbox the new Samsung Rogue. It's got an OLED touchscreen, a slide-out keyboard, and an $80 price tag. Not bad, but did you sign that contract? Find out on Gadgetron.
Fan Anna David heads to UCLA to school some co-eds about sex, Bruin style.
Hello.
Higher learning gets money in a new edition of Sex on the Streets. I hope we get college credit for this, because that's hard to get.
We don't.
nowadays.
We don't.
And in WebTools, Palm Pre owners finally get some freaking apps, including a way to sync your free with iTunes. I'd like to say suck on that Apple, but I don't like the free, so I don't really care.
Oh! I know that pre-owners are like, screw you, iPhone. We got our app to work with the Apple product. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you should have just got an Apple.
Screw you, Apple, but we love iTunes.
Screw you, Apple. We couldn't afford an Apple, so we got the free.
Ooh.
It's so funny because it's true.
Burn.
Time now to run down the top 5 things on the web.
Internet, they're gonna go around you. It's a clip from last week's episode of Celebrity Jeopardy.
Today's category, massive memory loss.
Ooh, today's answer? Who is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
UCLA for $400. You're gonna love it. Tell your old man to drag this 70s UCLA and Trailblazer center and Lanier up and down the court for 48 minutes. Kareem?
Who is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
No! You're the one who delivered the line, but it was about Bill Walton.
Who's me?
Hey, look, you guys are laughing, but, when you're that tall, seriously, the odds are that you're going to hit your head on a lot of things.
That's true.
So
Doorways, trees,
yes,
low-flying airplanes.
There's a lot of stuff.
They don't know the struggle, and so memory loss, that's totally justifiable.
Mm-hmm. Now, TV shows have long struggled for ways to make audiences stay with the program through the end credits, and that's why the credits scroll lightning fast and then Ubu sits.
Good dog.
I think it was Boo Boo.
Was it Boo Boo or Ubu? I thought it was Ubu. It was Ubu. Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.
It's just when you said it, just didn't sound the same.
Huh? Well, it's my Portuguese accent. But Japan has the answer to this whole credit problem that we're talking about here. The anime Sora no Otoshimono, thank you, ensures that you will remain seated to honor the hardworking people that make the show by running flying pantsu the entire time. They flew in formation to a vending machine in a land far away.
Today's number 3 item is a musical abomination from where else? Germany.
The land musically ruled by Hasselhoff has produced an artist known as Klangenem, which is basically like a Klingon version of Eminem.
Yes.
Yeah.
And It's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It's exactly what it is.
Basically.
That's exactly what it is.
It's what it is.
Yeah, here he is performing a version of Eminem's love anthem to himself without me in, of course, Klingon.
Länge tror vi kan köpa, jag tror det bara träffar bomber till nishmaf, träffar på halvbetja. Man det tror med, länge får det då. Man tjuv med, man lopp med jobb. Tack vi shoppe, tjack nåt, man kapplar för lutslapp och tro att vi kapplar med. Han har kapplat med dig, det styr data med. Vi jobbar nu att vi data med, tog man tjuv, vi dabbar med. Jag jobb, länge tror vi god man, det kan man googla, det är man tjuv, det är som det tjuv. Nu jabbele, bebek, jabbele. Jimmy Cook had the best for the king to be took on to look
It's just...
What's the more depressing mosh pit? Is it Klangan or Insane Clown Posse? Because I don't know who to make fun of anymore. Which concert would you want to avoid more?
What about when it's Insane Clown Posse opening up for Klingon?
Oh, give them a year.
Now, for those of you who are interested, which is clearly not for us, so close your ears on this one, Klangan offers portions of 3 full albums on his website, and all the songs, in case you speak one or the other, they're in Klingon or German, which is nice to know.
It's a fun game to just click randomly and try to tell the difference. Because it's really, to the untrained ear, it's hard to tell.
Hey, you know what other hip-hop song deserves an overseas remake? What I'm thinking of?
I think I know where you're going with this.
You do?
Dr. Dre's repetitive 1999 hit, Still Dre. Is that what you're referring to?
That is correct.
Yeah, he was Still Dre then. Yeah.
He's still Dre. Still Dre now. And today's number 2 item contains that song and comes to us from a foreign place called Serbia?
Doesn't exist. And while these Eastern Bloc car owners may not have enough money for an actual hydraulic system, they make do with what they have.
Is that funny to you?
No, I laugh because I'm like, oh, how ghetto, they're using 2x4s on a car. But I put 15-inch subwoofers in my mom's Cougaroo.
Cougaroo?
I called it the Cougaroo. It was a Cougar.
A Cougar.
I wanted the WRX but couldn't afford it, so I drove my mom's Mercury Cougar, but I put subs in it. And that's pretty much on the same level. And sadly, did rock ICP with street glow sound activated neon in that bad boy. Oh yes, I did.
My first car was a maroon Nissan Stanza.
What?
Don't be jealous.
What?
And I was pulled over for noise pollution because apparently I was pumping mine too loud.
What were you thumping back in the day? TLC? Were you chasing waterfalls?
It was probably like Reba.
That was an honest answer, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Honest answer.
She just speaks from the heart.
Still ahead. We all knew that Hummer drivers were jerks, right? We got that. But
yeah.
Our number 1 ATN is redonkulous.
Yes. The gas-guzzling destruction of public property up next.
Thought it set up. Keep it. Making the rounds yet again.
Long ago, it was scientifically proven that all people who drive Hummers are D-bags. But we never had video evidence until we saw this.
Not run that as a Women on Wheels. I mean, we have the graphic. It's been a little while.
No, because there is no way to tell whether or not a woman was driving, guys, just so you know.
Disagree. I disagree. Hey, circle gets a square.
Wait, no, how? You can't even see through the window. You can't see through the... Usually I'd agree with you, Kevin, but you can't see through the windows, okay?
No, but I could see the driving, and I was clearly a woman behind the wheel, you know what I mean?
No.
Oh, texting.
Seriously.
Slam.
No.
Yeah.
What do I have to do to, like, seriously, what do I have to do to prove that all women aren't bad drivers? What?
Jason, well, it's funny you should mention, that specifically, because we have an obstacle course set up for you.
For me?
Well, it's just that challenge. Yeah. So, why don't you go suit up, and then we'll let you win one for the ladies.
Fine.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
All right. I'm not kidding. You're going to have to navigate this treacherous minefield of average American suburbia. Now, Olivia, if you can survive without damaging the course, this is a bold statement. Control B this ish right here. If you can manage to survive without damaging the course at all, and I mean at all,
Yeah.
you with me?
Yeah, I don't damage the course at all.
I will forever retire Women on Wheels. We'll retire it. We'll put it away.
Really?
We'll lock it up in the vault with Disney films.
So all I have to... Wait, so all I have to do is not hit anything?
Get through this course, manage to avoid all this little ish
And
right
which
here.
one, which route? Any route I want?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think you got to get close to them. I want you to drive through it. Make
okay,
your way
I'll go
around.
this way
Try to
and
do a little
around.
zigzag.
Okay.
Okay. You guys ready to
Do I
cheer
have
her on?
time? Let's go.
As fast as possible. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go, Mom, go! Okay, stop. No, Olivia, stop.
Wait, stop. Wait, no, wait, hold on.
Hold on, I was
stop.
gonna recorrect you,
Stop.
okay?
Wait, no, you guys, that wasn't fair.
I mean, you're already done.
Wait,
You're
stop.
already.
Wait, no, stop. They weren't. They were out of
You already hit it.
They're in the up. They were in the way. Hold on.
Well, that's the point. They're supposed to be in the way. You're
Ready?
supposed
Hold
to
on.
avoid
Ready?
them.
And then.
Okay, no. Not the kids!
No, wait, where did they
Not
come
the kids,
Where did
Olivia!
they come from?
You just ran over a family.
Hold on. Got it.
Okay, now you're just.
Wait.
That was somebody's pet!
No, wait, hold on.
Some poor kid's
Hold on.
pet!
They came out of nowhere.
You murdered this
They came out
adorable
of nowhere.
animal.
Just give me a second. Give me a
Where are you
second.
going?
I'm turning.
The course is over. Don't even get near the way. Okay.
Wait. I got it. Wait, I'm gonna go around
No,
it.
don't go around the
No,
cage.
I'm gonna go around it to the cage. I'm gonna go around the cage. I'm gonna go around.
Olivia. The orphan hospital? That's worse than a kid's hospital. It's filled with orphans. I guess she proved my point. So, Women on Wheels lives.
I'm Anna David, and I'm here in Los Angeles, one of the most sexually active cities in the world. With millions of people out there having sex, there's bound to be some confusion. So I'm hitting the streets of Westwood by UCLA to see if I can clear up the issues.
In your pants!
So the girl I'm dating is making me wait to have sex, and she thinks it'll mean more if we wait longer. How do you really know when it's the right time to have sex?
I say there is no right time. I can't tell you, it's up, for some couples it's the night they meet. For some it's, 10 years into their relationship. But I think it really depends on what's right for you guys. A lot of girls, they want to know you're serious about them and you're not, off sniffing around everywhere else.
Yeah.
So she might be waiting to make sure you're committed. You're not just in it for that, for a little wham bam, thank you ma'am. You don't seem like that type, I have to say. But I think also what I think they fail to remember is that making out is a lot of fun. A lot of guys want to just push right through that and get right to the sex part. I say take your time. The longer you wait, the better you know her, the closer you feel. And you know what? The sex is going to be better.
I want to tell my girlfriend how to kiss the way I like it, but I'm kind of afraid she'll get offended if she thinks that she's not doing it perfect already. So is that like something girls get mad about?
Good, a sensitive man. You try the show, don't tell. You try doing to her what you would like done unto you. See if she takes the hint. That doesn't always work.
Right.
Next step, you get a little more serious and you say, you know what, tonight, let's take turns leading the kissing. So you lead, you try out what you like, and then the rub is you gotta let her lead, and maybe she kisses terribly and you just have to deal with that. If that one doesn't work, then I think you go and you tell her. And you're like, this is what I like. I don't like it when somebody sucks on my tongue. Or, I love kissing you. So I just want it to be the best it can possibly be. What girl is not going to eat that up?
I've been dating my girlfriend for 7 years. I've heard about the 7-year itch. I was wondering if there's any cure for that, or if it's real even.
I think that anything is real if you choose to believe it's real. So if you are going around telling yourself, oh, the 7-year itch, and I wonder if my girlfriend's going to cheat on me, I think you can absolutely perpetuate that and make it happen. But I mean, look, people say all kinds of things. People say the first year of marriage is the hardest. I know plenty of people who are giddily happy their first year of marriage. So I think that the mind is a very powerful thing. So whatever we feed it, we can manifest. I say, stop worrying about, the 7-year itch. If she cheats on you, screw her.
On to the next, right?
Seriously, Scott. Forget the 7-year itch. Just doing my bit to help the guys out in LA. I'm Anna David. See you next time I go in your pants.
Anna David. Teaching co-eds the difference between matriculation and masturbation. Very nice.
One UCLA grad at a time.
That's all it takes.
Very exciting.
Now, as informative as Anna was, I still have room, actually, to pour some more knowledge into the brain hole. So,
Well, I think Blair Herter can... It's funny that Blair Herter can fix a hole in you. That's funny.
Whoa. It's fine. So it's a little role reversal. Start the feed.
Start the feed, yeah. This is Monday, October 19th, and here are your top stories. Verizon users, you may finally get a smartphone you can be proud of. That's right, a joint effort between Motorola, Verizon, and Google could produce the first iPhone killer for Verizon, dubbed the Droid. That's original. The phone runs on Android 2.0 and has touchscreen capabilities, a slide-out QWERTY keyboard, and is about the same size as the iPhone 3GS. Verizon clearly has confidence in the device as they've launched a direct attack against the iPhone, releasing a commercial yesterday that mocked the iconic Apple ads. Now, the Droid is rumored to be released in early November. Now, the USA just moved one step closer to unofficially legalizing marijuana. What? The Obama administration issued new guidelines today urging federal prosecutors to shift their resources away from pursuing medical marijuana users. Instead, they've been told to refocus their investigations on marijuana cases involving violence, money laundering, or selling to minors. Now, we need to be clear here, no law was passed. These are just suggestions to officials. So if you light up in public, even if you have a card, you could still be ticketed or arrested. Kevin? Currently, 14 states allow some use of medical marijuana. Yeah, it's weird. I get it. Simpsons fans, I have got some good news. The show, which was recently greenlit for a record, this is going nowhere right now. A record 22nd season has announced a contest giving fans. Spank me while I do it.
No.
Okay. I knew that if I did that, I could finish the feed. Announced a contest giving fans the chance to create a new character for this series. So far, there's only one requirement. The new Springfield resident needs to be human. You can submit your designs and ideas along with a short character bio and a catchphrase for your 2D creation at thesimpsons.com. But be quick, my friends. The submissions begin this Friday and they close by midnight on Saturday.
Got it!
Right in my brain hole. You get it. And finally, in a shocking about-face, artist Shepard Fairey, the man behind the iconic Obama Hope image, has admitted to the Associated Press that he lied about the origin of the photo. Fairey sued the AP, who claimed that Fairey used one of their photos of Obama as the model for the Hope image. Now, Fairey denied these claims and actually went so far as to insist that he's used another photo as the basis for the print. Now, all that appears to have been a lie. We're going to have much more about this story, the stunning revelations, and what it means for the popular street artist later on in the loop. I'm Blair Herter. You have just been fed. Olivia, thank you for that. That was nice.
Thank you.
Well done. You're welcome. Well done.
I felt like that's the least we could do, and we're kind of off the wheels a little bit here. So
it's a Monday.
What
are you gonna do?
Is it Monday?
It's Monday, yeah.
Strange.
Yeah.
Still ahead, Weston Scott will teach you how to stop a carjacking in lethal defense, unless your car sucks, in which case you just let them steal it and you take the insurance money. That's good.
Really? That's a weird fetish. I mean, really, who jacks a car these days? Come on. Then we review the Samsung Rogue and Gadget Prawn. It's a phone with fancy features like a touchscreen, Bluetooth, and a built-in home pregnancy test. One of those things might be a lie. I wouldn't go peeing on the screen anytime soon.
And later, Palm Pre apps for everyone in WebTools. If you have one, you get a free app. You get a free app. Yay! Apparently, everyone's excited. I'm not.
I love a good free app.
if you guys are anything like me, but if you are, people are always trying to carjack you, right? Right? It happens all the time.
Yeah, does that have anything to do with that recent diagnosis of extreme paranoia, by any chance? Because
well, I don't know. It might. I don't know. But what I do know is that Weston Scott. I don't know what.
I know you. I'm just saying.
Why are you looking at me like that?
You think people are trying to carjack you in the elevator?
They
like
are.
You have to be in your car for it to be a carjacking. It's just a stolen car at that point.
No, you do not.
Okay, you're right.
No, wait, you do.
Yeah. Ooh.
Well, when I'm in an elevator on my way to the car.
Just say get to the.
Well, Weston Scott, he's gonna show you guys how to stop a carjacking. So I'm going to try to teach you guys something useful.
I'm Weston Scott here at CRI, Counterterrorism Training School in Las Vegas, Nevada. Here at this facility, there's experts on hand to train you in combat skills, weaponry, and hostage situations. We're going to be going over these practical applications and showing you how you can apply them to everyday life. Most of the time, you're fighting on your feet, but attack can come at any time. Duran, I'm in the car, about to take off, or I'm stopped at a light, guy comes up to me, puts me in a hostile situation. What are my options?
Okay, you have three options. One, try to drive off. Hope he will not shoot, and if he shoots, he will not hit you.
Okay.
Second, get out of your car and try to run away, break contact, let him have the car. And the worst case scenario, he jump in the car and use a weapon against you, a handgun, and then you have to disarm him.
So, Duran, can you show me what somebody should do in the case where a carjacker comes up or somebody tries to rob them at gunpoint?
Of course. Here, you need this.
This means I'm the bad guy.
Okay, just don't shoot. Be careful. Be careful, okay?
I think I'm dead at that point. Okay, so Duran, can you show me step by step how to accomplish that? That was almost too quick for me to even think about.
It's almost embarrassing how easy it is to do it. Forget that it's scary. It's not really scary. Just to reach with his hand, simply grab the weapon. Now, turn it. You see the weak link here?
I still have the steering wheel, correct?
Exactly.
All right.
And take it. Switch end. Fire through the seat. Very good.
That was very easy.
We do it in a fast scenario if I can respond as well?
Sure, let's make it real.
Okay.
Get in the car. Get in the car. Drive. I know where you live. Drive. Come on, drive.
I can't believe how intense that was. It was crazy. It went really fast. It's like once you apply the techniques that you just showed me, you're just like from autopilot.
Exactly. That's a very easy technique to apply. Once you get it, it's so easy to do it.
Yet another way to save your ass with lethal defense.
So just do that and you'll be fine.
It's easy. Now, if there's something out there that can kill you, Weston Scott, that's the guy who knows how to stop it. He is so badass. I love that guy.
Even the swine flu. Turns out, wrist control. If you have wrist control, you can't catch the swine flu.
It is. And then this maneuver. That's a great maneuver. Right in the eyes.
Oh, the swine flu knows that one, though.
And
no.
Oh!
You're going to cough.
We were up all weekend, so I'm sorry.
Hey, New York Times readers. Yeah, this is our show. Roll the header. I think I know. Yeah, I know. Now, you might not be able to afford an OLED TV yet.
Yes, but you can afford this OLED phone.
If you're not into the whole smartphone trend, well, Samsung wants you to pick up their latest feature phone, the Rogue. The ultra-brilliant OLED touchscreen and slide-out keyboard make using the HTML browser and social networking apps simple. Plus, it's got a 3-megapixel camera with a flash, stereo Bluetooth, EVDO connectivity, and a micro SD slot, and all for $80 with a contract.
Now, this little phone right here is a little bigger than the newer phones out there. You see right here. It's almost a quarter of an inch thicker than the iPhone. It is a little heavier. That doesn't matter so much to me, but I know it does to guys. But it does have a 3.1-inch OLED touchscreen, and right here, I see this. full keyboard.
Yeah,
right
nice
there.
little slide-out keyboard, which is good.
But which is probably why it's a little bit thicker.
What? I haven't seen one of those since 1997.
But what do you think? I mean, girls don't really
It's a
care
little
as much as
big.
throwing your
Yeah,
purse,
I mean, but
for
like
guys.
when I jog and it's jiggling in my fanny pack and it's hitting my bell end, then it's a little painful. But
You
I
need
think
tighter jeans.
it's I do need tighter jeans. But with the fold-out keyboard, if that's what you want, look, there's going to be a little extra size involved, and that's how it is with most of these phones. I don't think it's that bad. It's not that bad, especially when we get to the price later on. I mean, that's what the saving grace is of this device right here.
Okay, now we have seen a lot of touchscreens phones from Samsung that use the TouchWiz interface, and gotta say, disappointing a little bit. So did the Rogue improve at all?
Actually, yes, it did. It did. It's much more responsive and accurate. Swiping and scrolling, it's a smooth operation. There's still no multi-touch, but you know, you get what you pay for here. The widget bar on the side, which you'll see in a second, it's a little tacked on. Like it's cool. It looks like, oh, hey, look at all these apps, but there's no app store. So you're only going to get what's on there anyways. It's just really like a fancy menu that lets you drag and drop some icons to your home screen. So
I hate icons that I don't need. I don't need a stock market icon on my thing.
Yeah.
Like, take that off. Why is it on there?
Drag it back to the
I just don't like it.
widget whiz thing or whatever. The screen itself also looks great. It's a 480 by 800 resolution, but it has an active matrix OLED, which is something that we wish all phones have. The problem that I have with the screen, though, it's not so much with the screen, it's with the overlay coating. It's a little plasticky. It does feel like a leapfrog-ish kind of my first cell phone.
And I felt that when I was trying to use it earlier, I felt like it wasn't as responsive.
With other devices, you just sort of tap and it goes. This one, you feel like you have to press a little bit.
Might as
You
well
do
have a
just a little
button.
bit. Yeah, at that point, you need a button. But as for the keyboard, it's solid. Apart from a few oddly placed keys, super easy to use.
Okay, now it doesn't have as many features as an iPhone or the Pre,
Of course not.
but it still has most of the ones that you'd like a web browser, 3-megapixel camera. Do they all work well? Does it have a flash?
Yeah, it's got a little flash there.
Do you like it?
I think it does work well. The web browser is pretty easy to use, and it actually even supports Flashlight, so you can watch like embedded YouTube videos. So that's always a good plus. EVDO Revision A connection on this device. It'll give you fast access to VCast media, but there is no Wi-Fi. And so what that means is that you need a Verizon data plan.
But does it have dial-up?
No, yeah, you can get net zero through this thing.
No one even asks about that anymore.
No, it's hand cranked internet. No, you can get it through.
Operator number 235, please.
Oh, let me patch you through to the. You want a cat playing a piano? So it'll work. It's just no Wi-Fi. And with Verizon, man, they do have like an all-you-can-eat data plan, but it's ridiculously expensive. Anything less, you're paying by the meg, which is a throwback to like old school AOL. Like that's not cool.
Like what you call all-you-can-eat is what you call it?
Yeah, all-you-can-eat.
Now they have the camera with a flash.
Yeah,
so
looks
what
pretty
do you
good.
think about it?
It actually takes YouTube quality video, which is always nice. Micro SD expandable up to 16 gigs.
Now, what's going on?
That's YouTube quality video right there.
So it's only $80 with a contract, which I don't really like.
Yeah.
It's on Verizon, which is cheap. So is it worth it? It's pretty cheap.
Well, listen, if you're a Verizon subscriber and you want to stay with them, then yes, here you go.
Okay.
The Rogue is actually a great choice for people who want the best coverage and don't need a smartphone. Obviously, you're going to get more from an iPhone or from a Pre or even a BlackBerry, but both won't have as good of coverage, if you're switching services. But again, if you're into this for the data-intensive applications, you're going to be paying out the nose. At that point, you might as well get a smartphone.
I find that Sprint has better coverage than Verizon.
It depends on what markets. I mean, overall, generally speaking, to the
I think they have more
the
towers.
country as a whole.
I think that Sprint has more towers.
They might have more towers.
I'm pretty sure they have more
I love
towers.
the towers that look like trees. I love that. Thanks for fooling me, big business.
All right,
seen those
so
things?
No, I haven't.
I'm like, oh yeah, they have them like at Disneyland and all that stuff.
It's probably just a tree.
No, it's not. I'm telling you, there's cell towers that look like trees, and you're like, I'm enjoying nature and getting brain cancer. Let me hug you.
It was just a treat.
It's
what are we
not.
going to give it? What are we going to give it?
Since it's well designed, it has solid features and a good price, we're giving it 3.5 out of 5.
For Verizon.
There you go. For Verizon customers.
If you're on Verizon, that's a good
For
thing.
Verizon customers only, it's worth that.
Well, that's it for GadgetPro. Check out the all-new G4TV.com/thefeed for more reviews. Oh, pictures.
Stay tuned, everybody. I don't know what that is.
Random.
That's actually artsy. The legal battle over the iconic Obama Hope image recently took a stunning turn when artist Shepard Fairey admitted that he lied to the Associated Press. Ooh.
Find out all about the shocking news in the loop.
This could be a big deal. Stick around.
The Feed is brought to you by Geico, where 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. This wannabe freerunner is trying to slip in a little parkour time before the lecture. What happens next? Does he make it all the way down? Does he slip at the last second? Or does someone trip him up before he reaches the last row? Stick around, we'll have the answer when we return. wannabe freerunner is trying to slip in a little parkour time before the lecture. What happens next? Does he make it all the way down? Does he slip at the last second? Or does someone trip him up before he reaches the last row? Well, I guess now he's got an excuse to get out of the lecture.
Let's celebrate my new with some shiny rough tools.
Yes, and today we have a gift actually for all the Palm Pre owners that are patiently waiting for some decent apps.
Hey, Palm Pre owners, you sick of relying on iTunes to sync your smartphone? Well, in this edition of Web Tools, we've got a free download that reliably syncs all of your data. Plus, we've got 2 bonus hidden gems of the Palm Pre App Store. First, get ready to say goodbye to iTunes with Double Twist. This media app runs on both Macs and PCs and works with almost any device, including the Palm Pre and the iPhone. Double Twist uses your iTunes library to sync your photos, playlists, and videos. You want to stock up on music? Well, Double Twist has its own version of the iTunes Store where you can download MP3s from Amazon. So when another iTunes update breaks the Palm Pre sync capability, just fire up Double Twist. Now that you're all synced up, let's grab some apps. Podcasts are great, but they take up valuable space on your phone. So stop downloading podcasts and start streaming them with Stitcher Radio. This free app groups together related podcasts by content and streams them to your phone. Every day, Stitcher updates its streams to bring you only the latest podcasts and even reads you the news from your favorite blogs like TechCrunch and Engadget. And because the Palm Pre can multitask, you can listen to Stitcher Radio while you play games like Word Ace. This word game is like a cross between Scrabble and Texas Hold'em. Use the dealer's cards and the hands you've been dealt to make the highest scoring word you can. A round of betting follows each new card. Once all the cards have been dealt, touch each letter in order to make a word. The highest score wins the pot. Play online to compete against real-world opponents, but watch your chip balance. If you run out, either wait a day to get more or buy 10,000 chips in-game for just 99 cents. Word Ace is free and it's one of our favorite games on the Pre, so what are you waiting for? The Pre's App Store is just getting started, and Web Tools will be there to give you the inside scoop on the best that the Palm Pre has to offer.
All right, now, earlier in the feed, we told you that acclaimed artist Shepard Fairey has admitted to the Associated Press that he stole an image from them and then subsequently lied about it. So what does this mean for the artist and his famous image? We're going to tell you right now in The Loop. Now, before we begin, I do want to say that we did reach out to Shepard Fairey to appear in today's Loop. He wanted to come on the show. He's unable to comment on this whole story because the whole case is still in court. So there you have it. So with that said, joining me from Mountain View, California to help us make sense of it all, writer for TechCrunch.com, Jason Kincaid. How are you, Jason? Things going well?
I'm doing pretty well. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, it's our pleasure. And we just heard in the feed that, Shepard Fairey admitted to lying and fabricating evidence in the copyright infringement case over that iconic Hope poster. But can you break down exactly what is this case about for those who aren't following the lawsuits and now the counter lawsuits?
Sure. So it's not clear that he actually stole the image. Basically what happened is Fairey created that Hope poster early in 2008. Early this year, the AP discovered that he used one of their photographs as the source image for that Hope poster. And they said that he had used this close-up photograph that shows just Barack Obama as the source image. Now, Shepard Fairey came out and he said, you know what, you're right. I used one of your photos. It was the same photographer. It was even the same event. But it was a different photo. And the difference between the two photos, the one the AP said he used was a close-up. It was just Barack Obama. The one Shepard Fairey claimed to use was one that was further out, and it had George Clooney in it. And that may not sound like a big difference.
I was going to say, it sounds like, Your Honor, I didn't steal an iPod from Best Buy. I stole a Zune. So clearly, this isn't an issue. Like, why does that difference matter?
Right. So he's trying to argue a fair use defense here. And what that means is he can take a copyrighted item, and if he transforms it enough, he can use it without permission. Now, the more you change something, the more you've transformed it. So he's basically saying that he took the George Clooney one And because he cropped out George Clooney, he transformed it more than if he had just used the close-up. That's why he claimed to use that one.
So, I mean, it makes sense, but that to me sounds like, in the grand scheme, especially since Shepard did steal the image that we've now come to find out, like, why wouldn't you just say, yeah, I used your image, but look at all the Photoshop filters I slapped on it? Like, isn't that enough of a defense?
Right. You know what? That's one of the most bizarre parts of this case. It's a little... He's got all these fair use advocates saying, you know, this is clearly fair use. You look at the Hope poster, it's become a national icon. It's in the National Portrait Gallery at the Smithsonian. It clearly looks different from the photo, yet he felt compelled to go back and lie about which photo he used. It's just sort of bizarre and kind of dumb, honestly.
Yeah, and I think he's losing some support for those who are on his side in the case of fair use. In fact, I've even heard his legal team is bouncing out of this fight. Is that true?
Right. So when the AP released their statement about this on Friday, they said the defense had already left, his counsel had left. His lawyers came back on Saturday saying, we haven't actually quit yet, but we're going to. And I think the reason why they did that, they wanted a chance to say that they still believe in the merits of the case. They still believe that it falls under fair use. They just don't want to deal with the guy anymore because he lied to his own lawyers. Right. So it's clear, it's understandable he would want to deal with them.
Well, certainly, but I mean, what's at stake here? Because Shepard didn't make money off the Hope image. I mean, he made it, obviously it was a huge part of Obama's campaign, but it's not like he was rolling in millions and millions of dollars over this. I mean, obviously he's got some cash. Is the AP just trying to set a precedent for future lawsuits, or what's exactly at stake here? So, over the last couple of years, the AP has kind of been fighting a multi-pronged war, so to speak, on changing the definition of fair use. They've come after bloggers with what they can include in posts. Like if you use a title of an AP post, or an AP article rather, and link to that, they still don't like that. And so in this case, it seems like they're kind of finding the Shepard Fairey poster as one of the most widely recognized images in the last couple of years. If they can take him down, everyone else is going to be scared to use AP material. So yeah, I think the AP feels that if they can beat Shepard Fairey in this case, they'll set a precedent and scare everyone else off. Yeah, the definition of irony that he's becoming the poster child for this case. Thanks to Jason Kincaid from TechCrunch.com. We appreciate you keeping us in the loop. Thanks for your time, Jason. Right now, let's go over to Miss Olivia Munn.
Now, not every good series is on TV. Some shows make their happy home on the web, where the budgets are low and you can still drop the F-bomb with impunity. It's time to buffer up the best web series on the net in Attack This. Also like taxis? Cool. Then you're going to love our first web series. It's called The Black Cab Sessions, and no, it's not on Skinamax. Similar to the French site Blogotech, this series of music videos is filmed in the back seat of a black cab in foggy London town. They record indie musicians performing live acoustic sets of their favorite songs, and occasionally they're graced with more well-known acts like Death Cab for Cutie, Peter, Bjorn, and John, and the legendary Beach Boy Brian Wilson. If this sounds like your cup of tea, head on over to blackcabsessions.com. Our love of zombies and their inevitable outbreak that will wreak havoc on this world, it's just true, is why we chose the next series. Woke Up Dead is a Crackle.com original, and yes, it's about zombies, or a zombie, sort of. It stars John Heder as Drex Green, a man who has become the living dead, except he's a little different. This zombie has superhuman strength, lightning fast speed, and his body regenerates very quickly. But don't worry, he still has an insatiable craving for brains. Head on over to wokeupdead.tv for their official blog and all the episodes. For those of you who've always dreamed of visiting Hyrule and kicking Ganon's ass, you're going to want to thank the people at effingfunny.com and, of course, adam.com for bringing us The Legend of Neil. The story follows a man named Neil, obviously, who was sucked into The Legend of Zelda, assuming the role of Link. And, of course, he's on a quest to rescue the princess and save the day. It's packed full of nerdy humor, a jackass wizard, and a horny fairy played by Felicia Day, who we love. Spoiler alert, the fairy does get it on with Neil, but science tells us that would mean his package is no bigger than a Tic Tac. It's science. I didn't make that up. Still ahead, the Home Shopping Network has a massive retail fail. See a flat screen go bust in just a minute.
Coming up tomorrow on an all-new AOTS, Wu-Tang Clan's The RZA will be here live in our studio to talk about his new book, The Tao of Wu. Plus, Chris Gore returns with Transformers 2 and the director's cut of Natural Born Killers on DV Tuesday. See it tomorrow.
That time this month. Sure, we've seen a lot of people break stuff while using the Wiimote. You know what I mean?
Yes, but they weren't on the Home Shopping Network at the time.
No.
Moving the remote around will be picked up by that sensor and it'll replicate it on the screen. So you can see right here, I'm getting ready to serve. All I do is throw that ball up in the air, and when oh, jeez, and there goes the tennis racket. I didn't have it on there all the way. Oh, jeez, and there goes the tennis racket.
Wow.
I've never actually seen the quantity left counter go the opposite direction. Like I've never seen them just magically have more.
That's why you don't play video games in sweater vests.
Yeah. Look, when even the professionals demonstrating the Wii can't avoid breaking their flat screen, Houston, you may have a problem. That's all I'm saying.
Bottom line, you can stand in front of that broken TV, but you can't hide the fail.
No. Okay, go to the all-new G4TV.com/AOTS. Oh, really?
Come on!
For all the things you saw today, more. Huge thanks to Jason Kincaid from TechCrunch. And wait,
get on!
I tweeted this out. Kevin Smith was supposed to be here today. Unfortunately, had to bail last minute. We're going to catch up with him later.
Come on.
But X-Play starting now. Okay. X-Play starting.
That's what we did this weekend. Ready?
Hold on. I want on this bad boy. Go for it.
You're gonna
You right there, Princess?
Got it!
Okay, she's good. She's good. Okay. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. It was a Monday show. We appreciate it.
Wait.
Stop. We played the sound effects. What do you think, you ran somebody over?
I didn't